Welcome back, dear Leo souls, and thank you for joining me, Luna Celestine, for another moment of reflection beneath the wisdom of the stars. It is always an honor to walk alongside you, especially during times when the heavens whisper of change. In today's message, I invite you to pause with me, just for a while, as we gently cross a threshold between what has been and what is about to begin. April 1st marks a significant energetic shift. It's subtle yet powerful, like the first breath after a long exhale. The final days of March have carried with them a quiet unraveling, and now a new cycle awaits, one that calls not for haste but for clarity, grace, and inner readiness. For those of you born under the sign of Leo, radiant, noble, and fiercely heart-led, this is a time to consider how you are directing your life force. Perhaps the momentum around you feels urgent, even rushed, but the stars suggest otherwise. Now is not the moment to race forward, but to realign. There is power in stillness, wisdom in restraint, and sometimes the most courageous act is to slow down, listen, and recalibrate before taking the next step. The cards I'll be reading today are not just symbols. They are invitations. Invitations to hear what your spirit has long known. Whether you are navigating questions about purpose, love, timing, or trust, this reading offers a sacred space for insight and affirmation. And I believe that no matter your age, no matter how many chapters you've lived, the soul always recognizes truth when it hears it. So if you're ready, let us begin. Let us enter the quiet sanctuary of the stars, where your intuition can rise, your heart can open, and where spirit may speak directly to you. This month holds something meaningful, Leo, and it begins with a single moment of stillness. As we move through the final days of March, many of you may already feel it in your body, in your thoughts, even in the atmosphere around you. Something is quietly completing itself. A chapter, long and perhaps heavy, is now reaching its natural close. And with the arrival of April, the cosmic tides shift. This is not merely the turning of a calendar page, it is the turning of energy. A subtle but significant invitation from the universe to begin again, this time with greater clarity and deeper alignment. For Leo, a sign ruled by the radiant sun, the impulse to act, to lead, to rise to the occasion is natural, but the guidance coming through now is different. It is gentle yet firm. Slow down. You may feel the pressure of momentum, the world around you speeding ahead, voices telling you that you must seize the moment or risk being left behind. But that is an illusion. You are not late. You are not falling behind. What is meant for you cannot be missed, not when you are rooted in your own inner truth. This is a time to choose self-command over urgency, to choose discernment over reaction, and above all, to remember that you, Leo, are not waiting for a rescuer. You are not in need of saving. The story of the knight in shining armor fades in the light of a deeper truth. You are your own protector, your own guide, your own force of transformation. The strength you seek is already within you. It always has been. In the reading that follows, you will see this theme echoed through the cards. Messages of recalibration, of grounding, and of emotional clarity. Spirit is not asking you to stop moving altogether, but to move from a place of stillness within. There is something important being offered to you, perhaps not in the form you expected, but unmistakably aligned with what your soul has been calling in, and you will see it, feel it, and recognize it if you are quiet enough to listen. This is not about doing more, it's about being more present, more deliberate, more attuned to what is real. Let the world rush. You, Leo, are guided by the sun, and the sun does not hurry. It simply rises, fully and without apology. From an astrological perspective, the beginning of April marks a subtle yet profound shift. One that is less about external movement and more about internal recalibration. With the slower-moving planets, like Saturn and Pluto, beginning to activate key areas of your natal chart, particularly those linked to structure, responsibility, and emotional alignment, this is a time when life is gently but firmly asking you to slow down, reassess, and rebuild from within. As a Leo, you are naturally inclined toward action, leadership, and bold expression. But under these current transits, the cosmic invitation is different. Be deliberate. You may find yourself standing at the threshold of a new opportunity, sensing a change in the air, a new chapter beginning to form. And yet, instead of rushing to seize it, the guidance now is to wait, to listen, and to ensure that your foundation is truly ready to support what you're calling in. Planetary alignments involving Venus or the Moon may also bring quiet but meaningful affirmations. A compliment that reaches deeper than expected, a relationship rekindled, or an offer that touches your heart. These are not coincidences. They are the universe's way of mirroring the intentions you've held, the healing you've been doing, and the light you've quietly been cultivating. At the same time, transits from Neptune or Uranus may be dissolving outdated beliefs or long-held assumptions. You may find yourself questioning what once felt certain, shifting values, changing directions, or letting go of roles and identities that no longer resonate. Though this can feel destabilizing, it is in truth a sacred unraveling, a clearing of inner space so that something truer, wiser, and more aligned can take root. And through it all, there is an emerging energy of stability forming beneath the surface. For those who have been quietly doing the work, whether healing emotionally, preparing financially, or deepening spiritually, there are signs of steady progress ahead. You may begin to feel more grounded in your decisions, more confident in your presence, and even begin to receive tangible rewards, whether through recognition, opportunity, or material support. In the next part of our journey together, we'll explore how to navigate these currents with wisdom and steadiness, how to move forward, not from pressure, but from a new depth of clarity and connection with yourself. This is your moment, Leo, not to rush, but to rise. There is a quiet certainty in the way Spirit speaks, never loud, never forceful, but always timely. And in this moment, the message is clear. Nothing is random. Whatever confusion, delay, or uncertainty you may be experiencing is not a sign of failure or misalignment. Rather, it is the necessary space through which clarity is born. What once felt cloudy will begin to reveal its meaning, but only if you allow it the time to do so. As a Leo, your nature is guided by heart, vision, and a sense of purpose. You carry an innate dignity, one that does not bend easily to external noise or passing trends, and yet, we all live in a world that often demands haste, that encourages reaction over reflection, and that feeds the illusion that if we do not act now, we may miss something forever. But Spirit reminds you, your path is sovereign. What is truly meant for you cannot and will not pass you by. Now is a time to return to your own standards, to the values that have carried you through times of uncertainty in the past. It is not about being rigid or unmoving, but about standing rooted in what is real for you. In doing so, you not only protect your energy, but you also become a clearer vessel for true guidance. Decisions made from fear, from pressure, or from the fear of missing out often lead us further away from ourselves, but decisions made from alignment, however slow they may feel, create outcomes that nourish us long-term. Spirit is asking you to release the urgency. There is no race. You are not behind. If anything, this is the pause before something significant takes form. And the more grounded you are in your own essence, the more easily that next chapter can find you, not because you chased it. In the next part of our journey together, we'll explore how the energy of April is not about acceleration, but about integration, how to move with wisdom rather than worry, and how to recognize the signs Spirit is already placing on your path, because they are there, Leo. And soon, you'll begin to see them with new eyes. In matters of the heart, the energy surrounding Leo at this time is tender, open, and deeply layered. Spirit brings forth a subtle but meaningful current of connection, one that may not resemble what you've experienced in the past, but that carries the potential to open your heart in quiet, unexpected ways. Some of you may find yourselves drawn to someone whose background, culture, or way of expressing affection is markedly different from your own. This is not a mistake. In fact, such cross-cultural or cross-experiential connections are becoming increasingly significant in this astrological season. They challenge us to soften, to listen more closely, and to expand our understanding of what love can look like. But they also ask for patience, for the willingness to not rush into defining or labeling what is still becoming. Understanding takes time, and so does trust. For others, this energy may not come in the form of romance at all, but rather through a gesture of kindness, perhaps a compliment that touches you more deeply than expected, a friend who shows up unexpectedly with just the right words, or even a stranger who offers a moment of recognition. These are not small things. They are reminders that the universe continues to mirror your own evolving energy, and that love, in all its forms, is always seeking to find its way to you. Whether you are opening your heart to someone new or simply allowing yourself to receive love in a purer, less defined way, what matters now is your capacity to remain present with your emotions. Spirit is encouraging you to feel without judgment, to embrace the full spectrum of your heart's experience, and to recognize that connection does not always need to lead somewhere. Sometimes, its purpose is simply to reflect a part of you that has long been waiting to be seen. As we continue this reading, we'll touch more deeply on the idea of resonance, what it means to feel truly met, not only by others but by yourself. Because at the core of any lasting bond is self-honesty, and when you begin to relate to your own inner world with compassion and clarity, the external world follows suit. Love, in this season, is less about pursuit and more about invitation. Let it come, Leo, and let yourself be ready to receive. At a deeper, more spiritual level, this current moment is activating your sense of belonging, not just to a place or even a person, but to a purpose. For many Leos, this is a season where the soul's mission begins to speak louder than ever before, and astrologically this is no coincidence. Transits involving the North Node, Uranus, or even Chiron may be stirring a powerful sense that you are being called to step into something greater than yourself. This calling may not come with a clear title or roadmap. It may show up instead as a persistent pull, an urge to share your voice more publicly, to serve in a way that feels meaningful, or to connect with others who, like you, are walking a path of awakening. You may notice people being drawn to your energy more often, asking for your insight, seeking your presence. This is not random. It is the natural magnetism of Leo, amplified by spiritual alignment. For those who have been building something, whether it's a healing practice, a creative project, an online space, or even a quiet vision, you may begin to see that the right people are finally finding their way to you. They may not be large in number, but they are resonant. They recognize something in you that reflects something in themselves. This is how soul community is formed, not through effort, but through frequency. And if you felt alone in your journey until now, this shift may come as a quiet but welcome relief. You are not meant to walk this path in isolation. Leo's destiny is not just to shine, it is to inspire others to shine as well. Your radiance, when rooted in authenticity, becomes a guiding light, and in this season, the universe is beginning to send others to you, not just so they may receive, but so you may remember that what you carry matters. In the closing message ahead, we will explore how to move forward with this sense of spiritual alignment intact, how to nurture your connections while honoring your individuality, and how to trust that the people, opportunities, and experiences arriving now are part of a much larger orchestration. You are not simply building a life, Leo. You are participating in a greater weaving, and your thread is essential. As we come to the final note of this message, Spirit brings your attention to the angel number 37. 37, a number carrying the frequency of authenticity and divine alignment. In the language of the soul, this is more than a sign, it is a confirmation. A gentle but firm reminder that the most powerful thing you can do right now is to live and speak from your truest essence. In the astrology of this season, especially with Jupiter expanding inner wisdom and Neptune heightening sensitivity, your intuitive faculties are sharpened. You may find yourself knowing things without knowing how you know, feeling a quiet certainty that cannot be explained through logic alone. This is your guidance system, your soul's compass, and it is becoming louder because you are stepping closer to your true path. The message of 3737 is clear. When you act from your authentic self, you begin to magnetize the people, circumstances, and opportunities that are meant for you, not those shaped by expectation, obligation, or fear. This is how your real mission begins, not through striving, but through resonance. You may be feeling this shift already, a desire to be more honest in your relationships, to simplify your commitments, or to speak more openly about what truly matters to you. These are not small things, they are sacred acts of alignment. Trust what you feel. Pay attention to the inner nudges, the subtle confirmations, the patterns repeating around you. These are the breadcrumbs leading you home. In closing, let this be your quiet affirmation. You do not need to perform to be worthy. You do not need to rush to be ready. Who you are at your core is already enough. And the more you live from that place, the more the universe will rise to meet you with everything you've been waiting for. As we close today's message, I want to take a quiet moment to thank you, not just for spending this time with me, but for showing up for yourself. The journey you're on, dear Leo, is not an easy one. It asks for courage, not the kind that roars in public, but the kind that sits still in silence and listens for truth. And you've done that today. This new chapter opening before you isn't something you have to chase. It's something you receive by being fully present, fully honest, and fully yourself. Everything you've heard in this reading is an invitation, not an instruction. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and trust that the timing of your life is unfolding exactly as it's meant to. I hope you allow yourself the grace to move slower this month, to listen more deeply, and to notice the signs that Spirit has been quietly placing in your path. And above all, I hope you remember that you are not alone. Your energy, your heart, your light, they matter more than you know. Until we meet again in the next message, I'm sending you warmth, clarity, and unwavering trust in your path. Stay grounded, stay true, and keep your heart open.